Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, starting at verse 43 through 51. Jesus is gathering up his disciples, and he calls Philip, who knows Peter and Andrew from the same town, right? Calls him to follow him. You think about that invitation that God gives you, right? That the Holy Spirit invites you to come and follow him, and that it's the Holy Spirit that guides us to even think about this, right? Philip finds Nathanael and says, I imagine maybe Peter and Andrew as well, we have found the one about whom Moses and the prophets spoke of, that they wrote about. And so there's a number of things there. One is the word wrote. And it gives us the idea that the scriptures, the law and the prophets of the scriptures, point to Jesus. And then again, that it's Moses and the prophets, together, just as it's going to be Elijah and Moses on the mountain with Jesus on Mount of Transfiguration. And then, so Philip goes to Nathanael and says, hey, you need to come and see this Jesus. Nathanael responds, can anything good come from Nazareth? And we could spend a whole lot of time talking about what's the problem with Nazareth, but I think the bigger issue is simply, what are the expectations we have that where God is going to meet us? And for whatever its problems, Nazareth has some sort of a bad reputation. And God is not letting that reputation get in the way of his being present, right? And so I think that's part of it, is that there's a cost to Nathanael that he's going to see this Nazarene as Messiah. It costs him to change his expectations, to be open to where God is working. And I think the same is true of us. It's so often we have this box that we think that God has to be in, and Jesus is not that box. So Jesus responds, well, here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no guile. In other words, here's somebody who's not gullible. And so often the disciples are portrayed as gullible rubes, but these guys were actually skeptics. And so much of Jesus' ministry is to overcome that skepticism. And it's true today, right? There's nothing wrong. Well, I shouldn't say nothing wrong. It's our natural bent to be skeptical. It is the Holy Spirit that overcomes that. That we hear the word and the Holy Spirit opens us up to receive it. And he says, well, I saw you under that tree. And for whatever reason, that meant a lot to Nathanael, being under that fig tree. And he says, you are the Messiah because you have truly seen me, right? And I think, and that's what he says, you believe because I saw you under the fig tree. And where does God see you? What is the thing that he sees you under, that he really knows who you are? He goes on to say, you're going to see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. And I think about how this is a sign really of the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is the comforter and the angels are the encouragers and the comforters of Jesus Christ and all his travails. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.